Okay, so now you probably lost or got rid of all of your toxic friends through self-improvement, but now there's a problem. Now you don't have any friends to talk to. Why is this a problem? Because now you're lonely as frick and you want to have friends, but you don't want to keep going back to those toxic people because that's not going to make your life any better. This video is going to help you with that. This video is going to make you a better person to be able to get better friends. Now, this video is going to be divided into 4 main parts. There might be some subcategories in there, but these are the 4 main parts. Number 1 is the sad truth. Number 2, how to make friends. Number 3, how to find out if they're truly friends. And number 4, how to keep those friends. So let's start off with number 1. The first sad truth is that you have to be alone for a while. You can't just get rid of all of your toxic friends and think that immediately, oh, I'm gonna have such good friends now. Most of your friends, if not all of your friends, were the toxic friends. So now you're alone. Now you're alone on this journey of self-improvement, and it sucks. Sucks. It's horrible. But just hang in there, because trust me when I say this, it will change your entire life. Because now you're not with negativity all the time. So now you can focus, be positive about yourself, have positive reinforcements through your positive self-beliefs, and make so much more progress. So yes, you will be alone for a while, but eventually, after you built yourself up into a better person through those positive self-talks, through the amount of growth you'll go to during this period of loneliness, you become a new man. You become a new young man who will attract so many more people. So yes, although you might need to be alone for a while, it's worth it in the end. And yeah, I know how hard it is to be alone. Trust me, I know. You keep thinking, oh, I want to go back to them. Why can't I just go back to them? Oh, I want to be around those people again so I can have people to talk to. Can I just go back for like one day? They're not going to notice that I'm gone, right? You can go back if you want. But that is if you want to have a fucked up mental health all over again. If you want to have negativity in your life all over again. If you want to have negative people around you making you feel like shit. If you want to have constant overthinking again every single day of your life. Do you want that again? Probably not. So although it is hard to be alone and you're lonely and you're scared because you don't have anyone to lean on, you need to go through this, because this is what makes us stronger. This is what makes self-improvement worth it. When you do find those perfect good friends, it is all worth it in the end, because although you were all lonely, it makes it even better. You know, when you're deprived of something, like let's say you're thirsty and you need water and you drink a sip of water. That sip of water tastes like the best thing in the entire world. That's the exact same thing with friends. Once you get out of that toxic friend group, you're alone for a while. You keep growing and growing and growing. You find a new friend, and it's the best feeling in the entire world. And I know how hard it is to want to talk to my old toxic friends again. Trust me, I know. But you need to hang in there, because if you keep going back to those toxic people, you're going to be a toxic person again, and you're not going to improve. Sure, you might still get jacked, but your mentality is going to be jack poo-poo. Your mental health is going to be poo-poo again. And you do not want that. You do not want your mental health to be doo-doo again. Trust me. But the number one best thing about this sad truth of how you will be alone for a while is that this is a secret weapon for success. Because now you don't have any mental baggage. You don't have friends clinging onto you, telling you about all of their problems, all of their negativity. Now you don't hear, oh, I hate this guy, I hate this girl. She has a bigger ass than me, she has bigger boobies than me. Oh, he has bigger biceps. He has a bigger leg than I do. All of that negativity is gone. And now you're just left with yourself. Yes, it's lonely like I've discussed. But this is a secret weapon because now you can completely and utterly only focus on yourself and your own development as a young man. You do not have any other mental baggage on you. So now you can just deal with yourself and improve yourself. You can't improve all areas of your life if you keep going back to toxic, negative people who drain you of positivity. Because positivity is the best way, positivity is the way that every single person on self-improvement improves through positivity, through a positive mindset, and through hope. If you have these three things and you have belief in yourself, your confidence and your goals for this year will absolutely be checked off because you're positive, because you don't have a limiting mindset anymore. So all those goals that you have for 2024 will be achieved if you, one, work hard, and two, get rid of those toxic people. Because when you get rid of those toxic people, you can start to be more positive again. So let's say haven't been talking to those toxic people for a while, right? If you go back, after a week, you're going to be in this exact same position as where you started. You're going back to level 0, where your mental health is doo-doo. You're constantly overthinking, and you do not want to post videos because you're scared of what they're going to say. You don't want to meditate because you're scared of what they're going to say. You don't want to eat healthy because you're scared of what they're going to say. Every single thing, you're scared of what they're going to make fun of you with next. What they're going to say about you on Snapchat stories, on Instagram. You're scared that they're going to share around the entire school, the entire world. That's what toxic people do. Make you feel constantly scared. Those are not real friends. Those are foes. Friend or foe, those are foes. And if you go back to those foes, you will not do anything with your life and you will be a lazy bitch. And this secret weapon of being alone makes you into a better person because now you're just able to grind away. You're able to focus more on meditating. You're able to focus more on your studies. You're able to focus more on going to the gym. You're able to focus more on eating healthier. You're starting to focus on so many more things that does not involve them. All of that time wasted on calling to negative people are gone. All that time talking to negative people on Fortnite is gone. Now it's just you and you can focus on yourself. Build yourself up. Build yourself some value. Now there's this limiting belief that you definitely have right now. Is that, it's too lonely. I want to go back to my old friends. I'm going to just go back. Why the fuck are you on self-improvement then? You are dumb if you go back to them. All this progress is now gone. Because you went back to those toxic, negative people who ruined your life in the first place, which is why you needed self-improvement. And now you go back to them. Because it's too lonely. Because you didn't want to experience pain. You were an absolute idiot if you go back to them. All that progress is gone. Maybe not physically, maybe you're still going to the gym and eating right, but mentally, you are not okay. Now you're constantly overthinking, what's this guy going to say about me next? This adds so much more stress onto you that is unnecessary. In life, if you want to get ahead, you need to make sacrifices. This was your sacrifice. Now if you unsacrifice that sacrifice, nothing will ever do you any good. You can either stay on the hard path, which will lead to the best life imaginable, where you have the dream girl, where you make the money, where you have the fame, where you feel happy and be proud of being yourself because you go through pain on a constant daily basis, but you know that pain makes you stronger. Or you can go down the easy path. Go back to those toxic friends. You can do that and live a life full with anxiety, with overthinking, with loneliness. And you do not feel proud of yourself. You feel lonely. That's not the life you want. That's the life you get when you go on the easy path. The hard path is the way. If you don't want to go on this life, if you don't want to have the dream life that I keep telling you about, where you're happy to actually be you. You can keep jerking off in a sock. You can play endless video games if you want, ruining your mind and ruining your life. I can guarantee you don't want that, do you? Stay on this hard path. Trust me, it is hard, but it will lead to the life which you want. It will lead you to the life that you're happy with, that you're content with. And you'll be happy to be you. Part 2. How do you make these friends? Now, there's so many ways to start making these friends, but let me just break down this one limiting belief that I definitely had, and I know that you do. That when you meet new people, you're scared of your old self returning. That old Jeffrey self who just scrolled on his phone, who made dumb jokes on purpose and that no one laughed because they thought he was stupid. That he thought he was genuinely stupid. You're scared that this version of you will come back. But if you've been on self-improvement for at least 3-6 months, especially if you've been on it for longer, and you've been doing the good habits and you've been improving, every 3 months of self-improvement, you are a new person. 3 months ago, I was a different person to who I am right now. Why? Because I'm on self-improvement. Because I've been implementing more knowledge. I've been helping develop myself in a better way. Every 3 to 6 months, you are a completely new person and you're a better person. So, if you've been leveling up your social skills by watching other YouTube videos, by watching or by reading books like How to Win Friends of Influence People, The Art of Conversation by Jim Alexander, if you've been reading these books, watching these videos, you're a completely different person, especially if you implement them. But here are just some tips that I would recommend. Number 1, be kind and authentic. Remember back to your toxic friends, were they kind to you? Frick no! They were pessimistic as heck and they hated your guts. Did you ever feel insecure around them? Probably. Yes, you did. Did you ever feel not happy to be you around them? Yes, you did. Did you ever feel like you had a level of anxiety or overthinking around them? Thinking, oh, if I say this thing, they're going to make fun of me and everything's not going to be nice. Yes, you did. And why? Because they weren't kind people. If they were kind people, you would want to talk to them because they bring out the good in you and not bring out the bad. Now I'm going to get to that point where you need to bring out the good in people and not the bad in a little bit. But the second part is to be authentic. Now I've just broke down your limiting belief with being authentic. That if I'm being authentic, then they're going to hate me because I'm like my old Jeffrey self. No, you're not. No, you're not. If you're on self-improvement and you're improving your life at such a fast rate that you become a completely different person. So you're not the same exact person as who you were. Now you're actually more confident in yourself. And people will notice that. People will notice that you're more confident and sure of yourself because you've been on self-improvement, because you've been going to the gym, because you've been doing the hard work, because you've been delaying your own gratification, doing the hard work now instead of later. That's beautiful. When you can be authentic in yourself. And yes, this absolutely takes a lot of time. It took me a long time to start becoming authentic, even with my girlfriend. It took me at least 6 to 9 months to start actually being who I am and not some Andrew Tate Talk G Alpha Male Sigma persona. It took me a long time to start becoming who I naturally am and loving her in my own way. And little did I know, she started to be her own authentic self and we started to love each other for who we really were. So be authentic because that's how you know where the good people are. Another way to make good friends, when you're in conversation for the first time, smile and be confident. And be confident, I just mean with the open body language. Don't be like closed in, like head like freaking this and looking down, looking away. Look them right in the eyes, head head up, shoulders back, and especially if you've been on self-improvement for a while, like I've said, you are way more confident because you've been doing the good habits. You've been meditating, so now your mind is a little bit clearer than it usually is. You've been improving your diet, so you don't have as much brain fog. You've been going to the gym, so now you're jacked and you feel all good and you feel so secure of yourself because you've been gaining muscle, losing fat, and you feel amazing. And honestly, when you smile, that just makes others want to smile. Like, look at my smile right now. If I laugh, you're going to start laughing too. You're going to start, look, did you just see that? As soon as I started smiling, I started to laugh a little bit. That's what happens when you're in conversation and you smile with people. They start to smile back. Now, if you smile in like a creepy way, like, and you try to forcefully smile, then it's kind of weird. So what do you do in order to smile, right? Think of a happy memory that actually make you smile just from the bottom of your heart. Now, for me, some of my memories, it could be all over the place sometimes. Right now, I'm thinking about how I just benched 185 pounds for the first time. And that was my happy moment. Sometimes it's me tickling my girlfriend, or me spending time with my girl, me spending time with my family, with my friends, me talking to my weightlifting guys. That just makes me smile. So think of things that you smile. Smile right now. Smile. You smile right now. Think of something that's funny. Think of something fun. Think of a memory that you absolutely love, maybe with your parents, maybe with your girlfriend, maybe with your friends, and smile. Look at that beautiful smile. Looking good, bro. Beautiful. Don't be negative. This is the number one thing that I want you to realize. Don't be negative with people. Sure, you can play around a little bit, but when you meet them, you want to bring them up and not break them down. Now, what does this mean? This means that if you find something about them, like let's say they like to play tennis, be interested in that topic. Be like, oh, cool, you play tennis? I hear that's really fun. So what's your favorite thing to do in tennis? Or what position, or how long have you been playing tennis? Or just ask questions. But there's a lot of people in this world that say that the same question, the same answer is here. I play tennis. The same question is presented. I play tennis. Oh, you play tennis? Oh, that's kind of sucks. I used to play it a few years ago. It was kind of boring. What does that do to the other person? That makes the other person dislike you. It makes them dislike you. Bring others up. Tell them how cool that topic is. Find a similar interest. Although that might be not the coolest thing to you, pretend like it is. Pretend like you're actually being intrigued, because now you're learning. Now you're learning more about the other person. And once you start to learn more about that other person, that leads to different conversations and different conversations and different conversations. And eventually, it might land on you two having a similar interest. And that was my second to last one. Have a similar interest. And genuinely listen to what they have to say and be genuinely interested. So let's say we start off with talking about tennis. Then I responded, oh cool, that's playing tennis. Oh cool. How long you been playing back and forth? And then I responded, oh, I used to do taekwondo. Just maybe, that person used to do taekwondo as well. So now we have a conversation about taekwondo. Like, oh, how long have you been training taekwondo? When did you stop? Why did you stop? What's the best kick that you knew how to do? That's how you make a friendship. Find a common interest that you guys both have. And build upon that. And genuinely listen to what they have to say. And remember to be confident and smile and become a nice person. Now, this will take a lot of practice to become who you want to be. But the more you practice, the more you get better at it. And the better at it you become, the more natural it feels after a while. A year ago, I was completely doing everything wrong. If I was in a conversation with someone, they would not like me. They would not want to talk to me again. Whereas right now, I don't want to sound like I'm boasting, but I'm just going to give you the truth, the facts. Now people want to be around me most of the time. People want to talk to me because I'm kind, because I'm generous, because I don't view others in a pessimistic way. Yes, sure, I make fun of them sometimes because they're my friends, right? But people want to talk to me, and people aren't like, ugh, Alex is talking to me. Now, I might sound like I'm boasting, I'm egotistical. but just from what people usually say when they're in a conversation with me, or after a while, if I've known that they always tell me, or most of the time, hold on, let me think. Most of the time when I meet new people, after a while of meeting them, they always say, "Oh, well, I really liked you when we first started talking. You were so kind, you were generous, you were this, you were that, and I was doing everything right." But trust me, this took a year to I'm not even close to mastering it. This took me a year just to get to where I am. I was probably at level 2 in conversations. Now I'm probably in level 5, maybe level 6 at best. So in a year, it took me that much to just get that little bit better. And that all started with the first day of me trying to implement this knowledge. Okay, the last one is confident body language, because most of the perceptions that we perceive of people, most of the words that are said, we don't listen to the actual words. We listen to the body language. Now, if I was sitting like this and I was like, "Oh, you should go to the gym because it allows you to become more confident," you would not believe me, right? Because my voice was down, I was looking everywhere else, I had closed body language. Although I was saying what I usually say, "Oh, go to the gym because it makes you more confident," you did not believe me. Why? Because I was looking around, I had this horrible body language. Whereas if I'm like this, I'm looking right at you, I'm talking to you, you should go to the gym. Why? Because it will make you more confident, and it will make you feel like a total masculine guy, and you will attract so many girls just because you're going to the gym. You start to become more attractive, you start to become more built, and that is naturally what girls desire. Right there, I talked to you with conviction. I looked at you straight in the eye. You believed me when I said that. Whereas if I said, "Oh, you should go to the gym because of this and this and this and this," you don't believe me because my body language is shit. I'm looking everywhere else, and my voice is not to you, it's to everywhere else. So body language is a total key. Now, what is a good body language? A relaxed body language. Because I know a lot of people who are really tense. Want to know why they're tense? They don't breathe. They do not breathe right. They breathe through their mouth. And if they breathe through their nose, they're like, no. You don't breathe like that. Breathe through your nose and into your stomach. When you are breathing, you want to breathe from what is called your diaphragm. Now, I'm going to show it as an example. So look, right? This is just my normal stomach. What you want is to not breathe from your chest, like you want to breathe from into your stomach. So a good practice is to put your hand on your stomach and just start breathing as best as you can through your stomach. And try to inflate your stomach as much as you can on the in-breath. Now, why is breathing one of the most important parts of body language? Because if you breathe right, your nervous system starts to be more calm. It starts to calm down your nervous system, and it starts to calm down your mind. Right? So if you breathe right, you start to act more calm, and when you act more calm, you get into the proper posture for body language. Let me fix my chair. Thank you. Okay. Get into the proper posture for body language where you're relaxed and you're calm. Instead of just being like, you're more like this, relaxed, and you're able to talk to more people better, and you're looking them right in the eyes, right? And you're confident and you're calm. Okay, moving on to number 3. How do you know if these new friends that you just met are actually good for you? How do you get them? Let me rephrase that. Number 3, how do you get them to learn? Wait. How would you know if they're actually good for you? How can you find out if they are good for you, if they have good values, if you two would actually get along? Number 1, get into deep conversations with them about their values. Now, I remember I met my friend Dylan for the first time. And how we started talking was about Andrew Tate, weirdly enough. So we were just discussing with each other what we thought about him. I thought he was fine. I thought he had a good message for the most part, and he agreed. Perfect. Good. We started to get into a deeper conversation. I started talking about my own self-improvement journey and how he was on self-improvement as well. How we both meditate. Now that was a connecting point of interest. How did I get here to how we are friends now? Because of how we got into a deep conversation together. Get into deep conversations about people and their values. Ask them what they think about this topic. Do you think men should be strong or do you think they should be weak? Do you think men should think with their heads or with their hearts? Do you think that men are better than women? Do you think that what do you think about the current mental health crisis? I don't know. Just find a topic of interest that you are interested in and see what their response is. If their response lines up with what you think, you two are a good match. And once you get into these deep conversations, you two will bond like never before. Back to my example with my friend Dylan. We started talking about meditation, and now we started to bond over that. We started to bond because I meditate, he meditates, and he got me into the practice of meditating with the sunset. So then we just continued to talk about self-improvement and what his life story was, what my life story was. And we found out that we were actually pretty compatible match for good friends. And another way to find out if they're actually good for you is if they motivate and push you to be your best self. Your toxic friends, they did the complete opposite. When you told them that you want to do this, you want to achieve this goal, they made fun of you, they laughed in your face, they slapped your butt, they told you to get into reality, they told you to play the video games, they told you to, you should go jerk off instead, you should you should go simp for this girl, you just go scroll on TikTok instead. That's what they give you. That's the advice they gave you. The advice is BS. The type of person that you want in your life is that if you tell them that I'm going to achieve this, they hype you up. They're your hype man. If you're about to go on bench and they're hyping you up, be like, let's go, you go, sir. You got this, bro. Yeah, you're strong, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Like, they're motivating you to be your best self. That's the kind of people that you want. Not those people who are just like pessimistic, like, you can't do that. Look at him, he's lazy. No, you want those people who will positively reinforce you, who will have a positive impact because they are motivating you, because they are becoming a better person themselves, and they're helping you become a better person yourself. And going back to point one, the sad truth is that another sad truth is that a lot of people are on self-improvement. So most people that you will meet are Jeffries, are people who are not self-improvement, who are still low lives. They still jerk off. They still play video games. They still watch you know what. They still eat junk food. They still do all the bad habits. It's very rare nowadays to see people on NoFap, especially at our age as teenagers. It's so rare to see people not on their phones all the time. It's so rare to see people not on social media all the time. But trust me when I say this, the right person will come eventually. The right person will go into your life if you just be patient and wait. And I just wanted to preface that. And part number 4, how do you keep your friends? Now, this is something that I ask myself a lot because I had the tendency to only be focused on myself and I don't really text that many people that often. But this is advice that I would give to myself. And I believe that this advice will actually help you a lot. So, the first point is to actually call, text, or meet them in person. Not just text like, hey, how are you, every once in a while. Like, actually try to make it a habit to talk to them every single day. Maybe talk to them at school every day. Maybe talk to them in the hall. Talk to them on the phone. Text them. But what if they're busy all the time? What if I can't talk to them? Find some time. You definitely have time to talk to them if you two are in the hallways. You definitely do. Definitely do. You can make all these excuses. But just take my word and actually think, do I have some time that I can talk to him? Instead of spending like those 5 minutes scrolling on Instagram, I think I can text my friend, right? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So make it a habit to talk to them every day and make the first move. You know how girls love how guys make the first move? I'm not saying that like this in a weird way. I'm not trying to say this in a weird way. But make the first move first, especially because you two are always going to constantly wish that the other made the first move first. Because at your end, you're wishing that he made the first move first, that he texted you first, like, hey bro, how are you doing? He's feeling the exact same thing. So if you two are feeling the exact same thing, nothing's ever going to get done. So what do? You text the guy first. You become the initiator. You invite him to things. Because that shows that you are involved in this friendship. Because the other person eventually is not going to think that you're involved, that you like that person, that you want to be friends with them. So they're going to leave you. And that's a sad, sorry existence. And I wish I knew this sooner. I wish I knew this sooner. But if you text them first, that shows that you are interested in this friendship and not just some lazy guy who is just only focused on himself and doesn't have any social skills or any friends. So make that first move first. Text that guy first. Text that girl first. Another way to keep them is to keep getting into deep conversations with them. Oh, let me fix that. Another way to keep getting into deep conversations with them. Because if you just have one really good deep conversation, then that's all fine and dandy. But then you just like, hey bro, how are you? I'm good. How's baseball? Oh, it's good. Cool. That's it. Boring as fuck. No fun. So what do? Try to get into more deep conversations. Now you might be wondering, oh, but how do you get into a deep conversation, Alex? That's a really good question. That I still do not know the answer to just yet, but I do have a theory. I do have an idea of what I can do. What can you do? Do what you did last time. Ask a simple question about your beliefs. Do you think that social media is good for us as teenagers, or do you think it's going to ruin our minds? Boom, done. That's a deep question. Or maybe what are your 5 best character traits, or something like that. Try to keep getting into deep conversation as much as you can, because those deep conversations, that makes friendships last. Because it's not just some mundane, boring thing like, hey bro, how are you? Oh, I'm doing good. You're going to go to the gym today? Yeah. Yeah, weather's nice today. It's boring. And if you just keep getting to those boring, mundane conversations, your friendship is not going to do well. It's going to kind of go to hell. And lastly, keep comparing your values. Because when you compare your values with that other person, that keeps allowing you to know them better. That keeps allowing you to get to deeper conversations with them. Because if you have similar values, that's great. But if you keep finding more things that you agree about, that makes your bond as friends way stronger than if you just had that one common value. Like, let's say you guys both agree that men should be strong. What if he agrees that women should also be strong and should be independent, and that's not one of your beliefs? And that's a really big factor. Or maybe you think that. What's another example? Let's see. Maybe you think that people should be outside more, and he thinks that no, people should be more inside. That's a value that you guys can discuss in a, in a civilized manner. So keep comparing your values. Because when you compare your values, that's how you know if they're truly a really good friend that you will keep for life. If you have a lot of similar values that you agree on, and of course, there are going to be values that you two do not agree on. Of course, there always will be. But if there's more values that you agree on than not, then that's how you know that they're a good friend, especially if they're motivating you to be your best self, and they're constantly wanting you to become better, be stronger, become faster, become smarter. All right, this video helped you in any way. I'm glad. Please, if this video, please, hold on, let me talk. Please, if this video helped you, like, subscribe, comment down below if this video helped you. Write down your story. Do the hard work now instead of later. And as always, values soon.